Hey, what's up everyone, Gids here for another Crystal of Atlan video, and today we're going to talk about the features of this game that you might want to know if it's a game that's for you, right? So in this video, we're going to talk about the features that this game has to offer so that you'll have a better idea of how the game plays out and if it's something that you would want to play or not. Again, this game is still in the beta testing, so the things that I'll be talking about here might change in the future once it releases, but it should give you a solid idea already on how the systems of the game looks like already. So let's go. Okay, so first up is going to be the characters for the game. I went over this in my previous video already. So we have 4 classes, and each of the 4 classes have their own specializations. So first guy we have over here is a Magister, which can be an Elementalist or a Warlock. Okay, so we're not gonna go through the skills right now because again, it's only going to be a preview. The other one over here is a Swordsman who can be a Magiblade over here, or a Berserker. Alright, next up we have the Musketeer who can be a Bounty Hunter with 2 guns or a Gunner. Alright, and then lastly we have the Puppeteer, right? Puppeteer that can be a Sight Guard or a Blade Maiden. So all in all, there's like 8 total classes in the game, and of course it's still possible for you to change classes while in game, but I think after going Awakening you will not be able to do that, but more on that later. But anyways, those are the 4 characters. Customization wise, right now the only customizations available is for the hair and face and costume color. Body size and everything else is not editable or not customizable. Also, the characters are gender locked. Next up is leveling. So for this game, for leveling, you'll see I have the XP bar over here by pressing my profile. So the way for you guys to level in this game is very simple actually. It's basically just going for the main quest or doing activities that will be consuming the energy that you have over here. So every day, everyone has a set energy of 120 and it resets every 6 a.m. Philippine time for us right now. And the way that you can gain XP is going through this thing, adventure. So there are dungeons over here that provides you with drops, of course, equipments and whatnot, right? Other items for crafting and whatever, gold and also XP. So this is the main way for you to be gaining EXP in this game and leveling up. There's also this thing called Abyss that you can also do on your own or do it with a party as well. Okay, so basically this is it. This is the way for you to level. That's why almost everyone is the same level if you started at the same time. So almost everyone, I think, is level 42 if you look at the rankings level. Yeah, everyone's level 42 at the moment, right? So that's basically the way you can gain EXP. No AFK farming in this game. You don't gain any XP by killing mobs. You just gain XP through main quest and the dungeons that are provided. There's also this thing called the tempered trials that you do with the party, where the trial rewards is awarding you with XP. So if you get this is basically a game mode where you will be facing waves and waves of enemies, and every 15 waves that you conquer, you will be given rewards. So for here, wave 15 will give you 45k XP, wave 30, 80k XP, and at around 45 waves, you get 100k XP, and so on and so forth. This will go up to 300 waves actually, but not everything is giving you XP. So far, those are the things that give XP in the game, and that's how you will be leveling in this game. Next is your power score or your gear rating. So how do you get higher power, higher gear rating? So it's this thing over here. So power score right here is 21k. So the main way, of course, is going to be your gear. So gear are your equipment that you get from grinding or from rewards from whatever, right? Grinding from dungeons or rewards from boxes that you open, event rewards and whatnot. Okay, so these are the things that you get. So basically, there's stats for each of those equipments. There's also main attributes, and you can see here there's 65%. We'll talk about that later, but you can see there are also enhancements in this game. So here's what enhancements look like. So enhancements basically is going to require you this thing called spare parts. And for each enhancement, you have your success rate over here, and there's also a way for you to increase chances for your enhancement. So this ones give 4% increased success rate, 7% increased success rate, and there are also items here that guarantees enhancement up to plus 12, plus 10, or random chance until plus 13. Okay? So right now, I think it's possible to get up to plus 15, but I've seen some items later on that actually helps out with having your gear from plus 18 to plus 19, and probably even to plus 20. So for enhancing, there is no level drop when enhancing from levels 1 to 10. So if you're going to enhance gears like this, I'll use this for an example. So this is 0 to 100% success rate. And as soon as it actually goes to plus 2, success rate starts to dwindle down. We're now at 90% success rate. And it goes down the higher enhancement levels you have. But as soon as you get to plus 10, you have to go to this guy, the blacksmith, where you're going to have to do, well, you're going to need additional enhancement materials. And again, there's still the increased chance over here. But at plus 11 and above, there is a possibility of level down. Okay? So yeah, but there is no possibility of breaking the weapons just yet. I think that happens plus 15 and above. I don't know yet, so not confirmed. But that's what I think. Right? So yeah, it says here, if failed, the enhancement level is -1. Okay? So this is if you fail and you have a 20% success rate. And if you try to use a catalyst, you can only use one catalyst at a time. So you can't actually stack them up, right? So you can't use 4 to stack them up to plus 16. So it's not possible to do that. So yeah, but you can also do this and try to random, right? 1 to 13, 1 to 13. But yeah, that's basically how you do this one. So you can try this because I'm feeling lucky. It actually worked. Anyways, that's a free plus 11 equipment for me. Okay? Another thing that you would want to know in the enhancement feature is that when you're enhancing an equipment that's new, so for example, you get a better equipment from your old one, you can just use those equipment over here. So for example, I will unequip this equipment. Alright? And now I will be enhancing this plus 2. I can actually choose the plus 11 equipment over here. And the thing is, if you are going to do this, it's basically going to have a -1, or it's just going to do a -1 on the enhancement of the equipment that you are feeding. So if it's plus 11, it's going to be plus 10 now. But I'm wondering why this is showing me 11. Huh, that's weird. Because usually it's not supposed to be like that. And anyways, so yeah, if you are thinking if you're going to be enhancing your weapons or your equipments on the early game, it's possible to just enhance them and then transfer them over to better gear later on. But it's almost always safe to just enhance them around below plus 10 because you're gonna be saving a lot of materials that way. Since you're gonna be changing equipments every day in this game anyway until you reach the max level, which is I think around level 60. Right? So that's it for the enhancement stuff. Next up, let's talk about the other things that you can do to increase your gear score again. So next we have circuit over here. So circuit is basically like slotting in gems for your equipment. Right? So you can see here my power score is increasing by me putting in these things called circuits over here. So circuits have their own main attributes and their slots that they can go into, but one equipment can only have one circuit at the moment, right? So this circuit can go into helmet, gloves, and shoes. It has a main attribute and has sub-attributes. So how does sub-attributes work? You can see here, this is a pink circuit. By the way, rarity works like this. So it's usually just normal grade, and then blue, pink, and then yellow. Okay, yellow is the highest rarity. You can see here there are locked sub-attributes. So yellow circuits have 4 sub-attributes, while pink ones have up to 3. And if you upgrade them you can actually just upgrade them by feeding them these things called XP materials. Well, I think it's artifact components or circuit components, or just feed them other circuits over here. And you can see here, this one unlocks at level 2. So if we get this to level 2, it's going to unlock a new attribute for us. And you upgrade it. And voila, there you go. So this thing gives random stats. So yeah, get lucky if you want to aim for the best stats that you can. Alright? And then lastly, we have outfits. So outfits actually gives you stats in the game. So yeah, basically, you can see here, this headdress right here, your headwear right here is giving us 30 strength, 30 intelligence, 30 physique, agility, spirit, secret, and M-crit. So it gives a lot of stats. So I guess this is going to be the most pay-to-win part of gearing up, right? Costumes, and titles. Titles also gives you a lot of power. So a lot of stats here and additional attributes as well. There are also set effects, by the way. I forgot to mention this. There's also set effects for gears right here. Okay, there's also set effects for gears. Alright, so that's basically it for all the equipment stuff. But a thing to note here, PvP and PvE gear are different. So okay, I wanted to cover this more on the PvP side, but for PvP equipment, you can't actually enhance them. You cannot enhance PvP equipment right now, which is looking like a good way to balance it between the free-to-play and paying players, right? Pay-to-win players, right? Because these equipments are, yeah, the equipments that you can use for PvP as well is only possible or accessible, or you can only buy it from the arena shop, right? From the PvP shop. So you do PvP, you get these coins right here, and you use it to buy PvP equipment. So that's how you get the equipment. And again, there's no RNG involved for your gear or gear score against your enemy because there is no enhancements, right? There is no enhancements. You cannot add circuits. You cannot add circuits to your PvP gear. But of course, still, the difference is that once you go into PvP, there's the outfits, the titles, and well, I think that's it. Levels, I guess. Level differences against your enemy. So those are the only differences. I'm not even sure if PvP is level locked, but anyways, yeah. So if you're worried about PvP for free-to-play and pay-to-win players, I think it's very, very balanced and very free-to-play friendly. Alright? And the last thing for powering up your equipments is these things called Insignia. So these are drops from Abyss or dungeons. So they are basically socketed again. So similar to circuits. They are basically similar to circuits right here. Right? So you just put them into sockets and they do their effect. Right? Strength plus intelligence and whatever. Right? Other places to get power score is of course your skills. So skilling up your abilities right here with skill points that you get from leveling up is going to give you more power as well. And then another one that would probably be a pay-to-win feature later on is pets. Because pets give your characters a lot of stats again. Well, yeah. So the strength of this one is 163 plus 82. And there are evolutions for each pet. So basically, you need like 3 copies of a pet to get them to their max evolution. And each evolution will get you an additional effect for the pet. So this is an evolution 1 pet, example here. Evolution 2 will give you an additional effect over here, and evolution 3 additional effect over here. So again, the thing here is that I'm not sure if the stats that you get here also applies in PvP because there are no pets in PvP anyway. So no need to worry about pets in PvP. So again, this is just purely PvE stuff. No need to worry about PvP because these things will not be showing up in there and they're not really going to dominate PvP gameplay at the moment. Okay, so for exploration, so if you go to your map and your world map, there are areas here that you have unlocked. So these are basically the dungeons that you have defeated earlier on during your quests. But what's interesting in this game is that you can actually re-explore those areas. So this one becomes an exploration zone, but it's still pretty much the same dungeon that you went in before. So these are the things that you can do once you're in the dungeon. So the enemies will be spawning. It's possible for them to spawn. You can't kill them. You can't kill these monsters, but they are not really going to give you XP. But they will be able to drop you some spirit echoes that you use to summon the bosses that you have defeated before. So this is a challenge for the boss 3-star difficulty Golem Shield, right? So recommended level is 55, and you can also request help from your friends to do this one. So what's fun with this one is that it's basically like in Genshin Impact, getting people to enter your world and do fun stuff together with your party, and you can also gather in this way. So this is what exploration can offer you. So the items that you gather from this is usable for cooking, which is going to be discussed later on for the life skill part of this video. Okay, so this is what exploration does. So you're basically exploring the dungeon again on your own. There are also chests, by the way, that you can get from exploring, but there are only a set amount of chests for each of the maps. So this is one chest over here, for example, on this map. In terms of exploration, so these things are the things that you do in the game once you have completed all the main quests, side quests, and everything for the day. So these are the things that you can do if you just want to spend more time in the game. So one of these things is taking photos of the scenes that are actually in the game. So for example, this one, you want to align the camera with the spot, like this one, the scenic spot, and adjust the focal length of your camera to get the actual, or to get the suitable position. But right now this thing is not working. We're in the testing anyways, but yeah. And then you take the picture, and there you go. And you can see here we have exploration updated for this. So this is possible, or there's a lot of pictures for each of the maps. Right now we're in Lumiville. So yeah, that's one of the things that you can do. Another thing that you can do during exploration is this one. Looking for hidden eternal cards for this map, and also chest hunting. There are also chests in the game. So for cards, they are these things right here that are shining, and if you then pick them up, it gives you an eternal card that you can use later on, or you can use to exchange for items later on in town. Other things that you can do is to unlock teleporters like this, and this is a chest area right here. This is a chest, but I've already opened it, and there's another card over here. So this is basically what you can do while if you still want to spend some time in the game. Also, you can mine stuff, right? You can mine stuff by breaking them like this. So this is going to give me a black rock, right? So these are crafting materials. So this is the way how you can actually mine them. And yeah, pretty simple. And there you go. As far as exploration goes, there are also random encounters that you can have with NPCs in the game. Like for example, here in Oreton, you can talk to Thomas over here, which will unlock this cutscene over here that will later on get you a chance to open a special chest, or a chest that is hidden within a puzzle, which I'll make a video on later on. So yeah. So those are the fun stuff you can do while exploring, of course. And yeah, if you find any other things that you can do in exploration, let me know in the comments below if you're also testing the game out right now. Okay, so PvP. So earlier I explained for gear that PvP gear is different from your PvE gear. No enhancements for PvP gear, no pets in PvP, no potions allowed in PvP as well. So yeah, just to explain to you a few things about PvP, let's enter the practice arena right now. So yeah, when it comes to arena, there are also different things or different effects for your skills. So dungeon effect and competitive effect. Competitive effect is basically for your arena or PvP mode. So you can see here, there's an energy cost, because energy cost is that thing that you see under the bar of your HP once you get into arena, which we'll see right now. Okay, so we're in practice arena right now. This is my character. This is the enemy character. This is my HP. That's the enemy HP for sure. And the bar below it is your energy bar. So using your abilities right now will consume an energy. So that's, for example, using my skill 1, it reduced my energy. And as soon as I hit the enemy, you can see here, this thing pops up. So it's like a damage limiter, so you cannot actually just insta-kill someone from 100 health to 1 HP, because once you hit this breakpoint right here, they're going to be invulnerable from damage and you have to disengage. So that's a really good way to actually make this competitive and very skill based, right? So I use my ultimate right here and combo him. You can see here all my energy is almost out, and now I'm out of energy. What this means is that I will not be able to use any abilities aside from my basic attack. And you can see here his HP was stuck on the breakpoint for a while, and I'm not dealing a lot of damage right now because I still have 0 energy. So the way for you to recover energy is you have to disengage from the fight, and now you have your energy back and you can now initiate fights again. You can see here the breakpoint again is moving. It's almost down there, and yeah, it's stuck again over there. All right, so last one is around when he is about dead. So this is what PvP looks like. We can probably get into a game with another player, but we can do that later on. Alright, so PvP in this game is actually so much fun because it's only 1v1s and you can only have yourself to blame if you lose or win the game. And again, I feel like PvP is so balanced right now with free-to-play versus pay-to-win players, because again, the gear is only coming from the arena shop aside from the costume and titles that you get as extra stats for your character. I think that's pretty balanced, so we'll see once it comes into global. Alright, next up is party play. For party play, you have all the dungeons over here that you can do solo for sure if you guys have no friends. If you have no friends, you can just solo, but if you have friends, do team challenge. And team challenge is basically going to make dungeons so much easier for you. There's no added rewards, but you get buffs, added buffs, and other social aspects of the game if you go in with parties. But that's pretty much it. There are also, again, for exploration, I mentioned the dungeons earlier. I'll just show you. There are dungeons that you can basically conquer with your friends. There's also tempered trials where you will be facing waves and waves of enemies with your friends. The higher waves that you can clear, the better rewards that you get and the rewards are every 15 floors or 15 waves, I think. Right? So there's a lot of good stuff that you can do with parties right now. So it's possible to make a party of 8 people, but so far I haven't found any content that will let you go in with 8 people. Mostly it's just duo or 4 people in the party. Okay, so there's a lot of good stuff here that you can play, you can do with your friends. That's why I think this game is actually pretty fun. Okay, last thing that I'm going to share with you guys today is life skill in the game. So there is life skill in the game, but it's not actually that deep. There's not much to do with the life skill. Hopefully they do more stuff for life skilling, especially when it comes to gathering, crafting, and cooking. So life skill right now is just revolving with those 3 things right there. So cooking basically lets you cook stuff right here that gives your character buffs, right? So HP, heal, increase your attack, and stuff like that, right? So there's a lot of food buffs right there. And you have crafting over here, which lets you craft things that will help you on your adventure. So spare parts will help you with your enhancements. Double potion lets you clear dungeons faster. HP potions and circuit components, which lets you level up components, right? And a lot of other stuff right here. But so far, that's it for life skills. Actually, you saw earlier from exploration how you can gather stuff, and then that's how you will be using those things that you gather. Use them for cooking right here. So yeah, it's not that deep, right? It's just this one. That's pretty much it. And you can see here, there's this currency called stamina that you use for doing your life skills. So it's 1,000 per day, and it resets every 6 a.m. in the morning. So yeah, there's not much depth to it. Like, there's not much for you to do even after you do cooking. Like, it's just this. And you get achievements for it after you do it. And the thing is, there is a trading house. There is a trading house, but you can't sell You can't sell them. Really. Like, no foods, no whatever. It's just right now materials, weapons and gear, and title and insignia. So those are the only things that are over here at the moment. So there's not a lot of stuff that you can do for life skilling, but hopefully in the future they make it as exciting as how life skilling was with Black Desert Online. But I don't think it could get to the level of Black Desert Online. But yeah, it's pretty fun. It's still stuff to do when you don't want to actually be doing PvP or PvE and you just want to chill. Okay? So yeah, that's pretty much all I can share to you right now. If you guys are also doing the test and want to share some information of this game, or if you have played the Chinese version, let us know in the comments below what other features that I might have missed to talk about that is pretty important to you guys. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below as well. So thank you very much for watching. See you again next time. Bye-bye.